So I would like to call this meeting officially to order. And if our student representatives could help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Sandy did let me know that she was unable to make the meeting tonight. So are the other board members, have you had a chance to take a look at the agenda? There aren't any additions or corrections, so is there a motion?
I would move to accept the agenda.
And I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to adopt the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Hearing none, the agenda has passed. Now we will head over to Superintendent Jesse for his report.
Thank you, Board President Davidson. Good evening, Board Directors, student representatives, community members, and staff. I'm going to start off, just wanted to recognize it's Classified Week last week, and it was really nice to recognize all the things that they do. When I think about classified staff, I just think about like who is there to greet you coming in the door and who is there as you walk out. That is really, classified staff are there to help run our schools, and those are that smile of faces that you see. They help most certainly provide a safe and welcoming environment for not only our students and families, but also staff when they sometimes come in the door as well. So I just really want to thank so much for the work that they do for us. They serve such a variety of roles in our buildings, and oftentimes when people think about schools, they think of usually teachers, sometimes school leaders, but it really is also the ability for them to think about those who really help run the school every day, and that is our classified folks. I just wanted to say thank you so much for what they do. I also want to provide a thank you to Directors Tarswell and Wielander. They were here a couple weeks ago, and we did an opportunity to read to elementary students, so some of the favorite picture books primarily, so that we could read to students and tell a story and interact with them. The love of reading is definitely taken off here. I've heard many comments on that. Other community members and retired teachers were also here, so I want to thank them too for their time in reading for the students. So it's such a great connection between the community and our students, and the love of reading, which is what is part of our priority areas for a strategic plan. It is that time of year where we're in the kicking off our recruitment efforts. We are out there looking for, particularly right now, teachers. We have a number of classroom positions we'll have open at the elementary level, and then also in special education. Sure enough, soon enough, right around the corner, we'll have additional openings available across the district as we fill teacher positions. But the reason I say that is because our recruitment efforts and who we hire does really matter. We want the highest quality staff for our students, those who do follow the beliefs that we have underneath our strategic plan, and that really does center around what are we doing for students, student voice, engaging our students, and then of course learning the state standards. So that's really exciting for us. And I believe probably by the month we will have a number of new teachers already hired. So I'm super excited about that. So I look at Linda Arnold, our head of HR, and she's done a lot of work on that, and so is our other staff. So it's just really exciting work for us as we try to hire effective teachers and leaders here for the Shelton School District. As usual, I will make my plug. We're looking for bus drivers. If you're interested in being a bus driver, really looking for bus drivers. Especially part-time. If you're interested in being a substitute, we have a number of routes that we could hook you up with. If you're so interested, all you have to do is just call the main office. We will hook you right up. So we're looking for school bus drivers. And then the last thing is I would like to just do a recognition for Miss Angela Ramirez Herrera. She's just been a wonderful student representative for Cedar High School. She's done a wonderful job. I understand she is still, just in my conversation with her, still looking to go to college in Texas, New Orleans. Oh, it was close. in New Orleans, so that's really good. She is graduating early, she's moving on, so I just wanted to really thank her so much for her professional demeanor, her ability to take time and speak so well to the public, and just her also just general leadership at Cedar High School, knowing all things what's going on there and celebrating all the activities, the learning activities, social activities for the students. So thank you so much, Angela. We wish you extremely well as you move on from the Shelton School District. And that's what I conclude my comments.
All right, thank you very much for that report. Now we will move into community comments. And we do have, I've got one person that signed up. Did we have others sign up to make community comments tonight? Or I saw somebody signing in. Did you sign in? Okay, we'll make sure we grab that as well too. So let me read the general language that we have around community comments. As part of the regular school board meeting, the board invites community members to make public comments in person and/or by phone as conditions allow. If speaking in person, please follow the public comment procedure by signing in and stating your name and address at the podium when called by the board chair. If making comments by phone, please dial 1-253-215-8782 and enter meeting ID 854-3386-9913. Each person is allowed 3 minutes to speak. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, the board is not allowed to discuss items that are not on the agenda. The board will direct the superintendent to follow up on any items that arise during public comment as appropriate. The board will not allow complaints against an individual staff member or student in open session unless that individual has requested an open public hearing. So first up, I do have Dean Jewett, if you would like to come up to the podium.
Good evening. Appreciate the ability to be here and have a conversation with you guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about your levy. So obviously the levy passed. How much did it pass by? Like 1%? So that tells me that there's a great group of people out there, and a lot of people didn't vote, that probably more than 50% of the people aren't happy with what's going on within the district and or the board. That's what it tells me. You peel the layers of the onion back, that's usually what it indicates. There used to be a supermajority, but you couldn't get a levy to pass, so obviously that changed about, 2000, 2002. What are we doing with that levy money? Is that going towards education? Are we raising the test scores? How is that going to be dispersed? Are we going to support the teachers? Are we going to put the proper amount of paraeducators into the classroom? What is the discipline like? Are we going to be holding those people accountable and supporting those teachers? That's where a lot of it needs to go. Okay? There is a topic I want to hit on, and I would hope that the board would direct our superintendent to actually release the information on the titles for the 70,000 books that were purchased and or another list of books that got put into the classroom libraries. This has been asked repeatedly by a number of people, and it's not out there. There's a website, a couple websites that you can actually bounce those titles and those authors against to see if they've been flagged nationally for obviously content that's unbecoming of our district. And you guys have all seen it. You know, it's all over Facebook, it's all over social media. You know, kids as young as 10, 11, 12, 13 years old are getting up and reading these to the school board. And a lot of times they might get shut off because it's pornographic. And does that really need to be out there? So we don't know because we don't have the titles. If an anonymous survey was put out to all of the employees of the Shelton School District, getting information on administration and policies, what would those answers be? We always used to do it where I worked. I worked for some pretty good-sized telecommunication companies, and you'd be surprised at some of the answers, but it obviously has to be anonymous. I don't know if we've done that or not. Do the teachers feel supported? Are they free to score students as they feel necessary? Are we lowering test scores to increase graduation rates? Just some of the topics that I'd like to have a further discussion on. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, thank you for your comments. Next up, I do have Brett Taylor, if you'd like to come up to the podium.
Hi, my name is Brett Taylor. For quite a long time now, I get videos brought home of what's going on in our schools, in our bathrooms, in our gyms, and it's disturbing. And I'm understanding in the fact that, you know, we don't have enough teachers in the schools to police all these areas. At the same time, I don't feel like enough is being done. Some of these fights that I watch go on for over a minute without being interrupted. Even in a school this size, you know, you always know where your problem areas are. I watched a video of a girl get cornered in a bathroom stall by an aggressor with 5 girls behind her videotaping the whole thing. I sent my daughter off to school this morning with serious anxiety because a rumor was going around that she was going to get jumped. It's hard for me, again, I understand the difficulty that the schools face trying to combat these issues, but at the same time, I feel like there could be more done. The liquor bottles in the bathroom, I mean, these kids are running these schools. And, you know, it's frustrating being a parent and trying to tell your kid the right thing to do. I'll be honest with you, I tell mine to hit first. I mean, if you're going to get backed into a bathroom stall, then, you know, probably need to start swinging. Maybe that's not the greatest advice, but there's a lot of this going on, and there's a lot of these poor kids that go to school every day scared to go to school, that want just an education. Because there's so many assholes in these schools, and that's just how it is. And you know, there are a lot of areas, but I think there are areas that can be policed a little better by teachers. Some of these bathrooms are right by classrooms, you know, and I think more could be done. I feel bad for these kids, and I feel sad. And when I watch those videos, you know, that's stuff that you expect to see in the streets, not in school. And that stuff's going to go on. It went on when I was a kid. It went on when we were all kids. But I think the control that these kids think that they have because of your lack of resources is pretty much out of control at this point. And I, for one, I would do it for free. I'll walk them halls on my lunch break or whatever, but I think they need to know that these places are being watched and these opportunities are going to lessen and lessen. So thank you for your time.
All right, thank you very much for your comments. That's all I have so far for people that have signed up. Do we have anybody online? We do not. All right. So we will move on to reports and recognitions. And first up, we always do have our reports from our student school board representatives. I'm going to start with you, Nieves, from Choice High School.
Good afternoon. Today, 40 Choice students took a trip to Olympic campus in Bremerton. They experienced a tour as long as an informational presentation about how to apply for college and financial aid. This trimester, we will offer the opportunity for students to take the AccuPlacer, which is a college entrance exam. So that is a requirement for all of our seniors, as long as an option for any student who feels they might be ready to take the next step, whether that's a pathway program such as Running Start or maybe workforce for some of our students, or even college and universities. We have also began working on our next project with the Mason Health Substance Prevention Department. I'm glad to say that myself and a group of leadership middle schoolers have been working really hard to think and brainstorm of some ideas to how we can make our students aware of some of the obviously repercussions of certain substances. We know that we've had issues with things around the school, and obviously with such a large crowd of kids, it's hard to get a handle of everything going on. So we believe that part of that process is having kids watching other students just use these substances. So our way of getting back at that is teaming up and having students talk about the consequences to some of these substances, and hopefully have some positive effects on other students. Sometimes it's easy to see your friends do something and want to do it as well. So hopefully in this way, encouraging our younger students. I know that sometimes we're like, oh, well, middle school's pretty young, but I believe that the sooner we can get some awareness into them and have these difficult conversations with them, they will know how to react when the uncomfortable situation comes, and hopefully they'll be able to pass that along to other students. So that is exciting. We are also working with our leadership class and art class. We're trying to do something similar. We're working on our yearbook, so that's exciting, along with putting around positive notes and posters around our school, encouraging others to use kind words and make better choices.
All right, thank you so much. And then Angela for Cedar High School.
Hi, so on Thursday we ended our trimesters watching all of the senior showcases, which we tried to have them, they were all videos, so we tried to make them as creative as possible and explaining on why we believe we are ready to graduate and what high school has taught us. And that was very fun. And on Friday, we'd had our culture day, which is a day where we get to learn more about each other. And that's how we always start our trimesters. And as well as we get to introduce new students. And Equality Club is also joining with the Department of Health with the upcoming project. We still don't know quite yet what it is. We also have our clothing boutique this Thursday, which we try to have as often as we can for those who would like to, for our dance, we had our clothing boutique for those who didn't have dresses or suits. We also have our another upcoming planting event with the OC and Mason Conservation. It's our third or fourth contribution, and that's always fun because most of the students always enjoy planting events. We also have our Cedar Info Night, 6:30 to 7:30. I believe it's also on March 21st when we have our showcase of all the upcoming projects that happened this last trimester. And we also have, I believe that's actually all of it. But I do want to say that this is my last school board meeting and I enjoyed being here. And to replace me is going to be Miranda Myers, who's actually sitting next to our counselor, Susie.
Yes, well, thank you, and we really enjoyed having you here, and we look forward to having you as the student representative as well, too. So, Richard Beckman for Shelton High School, you are the last one up.
Good evening. From Shelton High School, something more exciting is that today there was a state and international send-off for HOSA, Skills USA, and DECA. That was really cool. We got the band out there. We got them playing, and all those clubs walked around, got to walk around in the main area, and that was really cool. All those clubs have experienced success. Skills USA, I believe they're going to state for their hovercraft. HOSA, I don't exactly remember what host is going to state for, but I know that DECA has their international competition coming up next April, so that is really cool. Also dance will be having their state send-off next week because they're also going to state. The robotics team at Shelton High School, they had their first competition the last weekend, not this last weekend, but the weekend before that, and they got 4th in the Pacific Northwest, in the Pacific Northwest District, so that's exciting. Track has started back up. It started I think last Monday. So if you have any students or in high school that want to get involved athletically, that is a great opportunity. There is an update, a legislative update from the day on the Hill that we had, and there were two bills that were being lobbied for. One was for getting more funding for special education from the state, and the other one was getting more funding for special transportation, and both of those made it through the cutoff of March 8th, and the one regarding transportation had its first reading and is on the House Education Committee, and both of them had their first reading, but the one regarding special education, I believe, has not been referred to a Senate committee for a hearing as of yet. I spoke recently with Mayor Onisco about the student government position, kind of like the city council student government, and my understanding is that it should be going in place for reals in fall, so that's exciting. Also, this is the time of year when the Shelton High School is getting a lot of scholarships, so Jill Bourgo, she knows a lot about that, even just as recently as yesterday. She was telling me she just got scholarships sent in. So students, be sure, parents and students, be aware of that. Check in with her. Seniors especially, there are so many great scholarships and opportunities available on that website. And to close, I want to say that I do think it is important to be mindful of where the levy dollars are going, because when I've spoken with my fellow students, they say that their biggest concerns are the security of the school and like how safe they feel, people acting up, people vandalizing in the bathrooms, and also more counselors or more support. And I think that it will be important to prioritize those moving forward. And that's all I have this evening.
All right, thank you all for your report. And Richard, thank you also for the legislative update, especially since Sandy wasn't here. I know she had sent you some of that information, so we really appreciate you giving that information to all of us as well. All right, moving right along to 5.02. We've got recognition of classified staff in honor of March 6th through 10th, 2023 being Classified School Employees Week. And we've got Mary Ann Marshall.
All right, good evening, President Davidson, members of the board. As Superintendent Justin had mentioned, the week of March 6th through the 10th was recognition of our classified employees. And what I can say is these individuals truly are the backbone of our educational system, and they participate in roles like maintaining our school grounds, preparing and serving meals, keeping our buildings clean and orderly, assisting our students in the classroom, on the playground, in the lunchroom, offering secure and healthy environments. I wish I could capture every single classified staff member so that you could see their pictures, but one of the things that, as I was going through the pictures that I've taken throughout the school year, and if you look up there, they're all smiling. They're always coming to work with a smile on their face. Many of them, as you notice, they're dressed up in costumes and participating in the activities with students. They're putting together, I have Betty up there, she's putting together, food baskets for our students to take home. We have our custodial staff, and they are just, if it wasn't for them, we could not do the work that we do every single day. They're in there with our students, supporting our teachers, and they just deserve to be recognized. And I'd just like to personally thank them all for their hard work and dedication. It's not easy work, but they show up every single day. And as I mentioned, with a smile on their face, it's just absolutely wonderful. All right, that's my presentation. If you have any questions.
All right, thank you. Do board members have any questions for Mary Ann or comments to make in regards to classified staff and honoring them this week?
I have a comment. Do you remember the number of how many classified employees we have?
I don't have that number, the specific number at hand, but I'm happy to get that to you.
Okay, so tell us who's in that group. There's educational assistants, and you mentioned custodial. Can you name the departments?
So we have paraeducators We have food service, we have our bus drivers, we have our custodial staff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a large group of people
It's a
that
large
really
group of
support us.
individuals.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mary Ann. I agree with you that they're very important people to the school district.
Yes, they are, definitely.
Yeah, I just add, it's about 400.
Okay.
Yeah. Some are part-time and some are seasonal folks within that too, of course.
Yeah, that's a large pool of people that we have. Thank you.
Any other?
I guess I got out of school like 2-3 weeks ago, and I can tell you, I still remember, most of the custodial staff and the lunch ladies and all of that, and I remember the impact that they always had, and they were fun to chat with, and even on bad days in rain or whatever, they were always happy, and sometimes if you had teachers that were too busy to really sit down, you oddly could go find the janitor, and they knew your name, and you talked, and you got to know them, and they were just always cool people, and we don't do enough to recognize them. 1 week seems kind of a shame, and so thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marianne. I agree. It's a large pool of people. Having 2 kids in the school, I see all aspects of this and the impact of the relationships that they do have, whether it's, I have wanted to go up and thank bus drivers from our school, from other schools, as I see them transporting our kids to the various activities that they're doing. I'm just appreciative that we have people that are doing that job when it is something that we are short-staffed on. So, thank you to those that are doing that. And then our paraeducators that are in the classroom helping our teachers, food service, custodians that are there late at night when everybody's finishing up and they are still there, to clean things up so that everything is great for the next day. I just really appreciate them. I'm glad that we do have a specific week to honor them so that we can take the time to do that, but they definitely deserve recognition every day. So thank you for the presentation and the pictures as well.
Thank you.
All right, we have the consent agenda up next that has a number of items on it that are our usual things, the proposed minutes, different warrants, generally the usual items. Is there a motion or are there any questions?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say no. Hearing none, consent agenda has passed. We do not have anything under discussion and action items tonight, so we are going to move right into board member comments. And I'm going to start down with you, Lauren, if that's all right.
I'd like to thank everybody that commented tonight and came forward and shared your concerns with the school district, and I'd like to thank all the student representatives and congratulate you on your graduation and next steps. It's very exciting.
All right, thank you, Lauren. Carla.
Yes, I was thinking about Mary Ann's presentation, thinking about this before the board meeting, and I wanted to reflect back on the educational assistant, the paraprofessionals in the classroom, and just how important those people were to the structure of the school. And some of the things we asked them to do, we asked them to go on the playground, rain or shine, and our nurses' aide at some of our elementaries are parapros classified. We don't have nurses at every school. Just being able to transition from playground back to classroom, we asked those educational assistants to deal with some of our most challenging learning, our most challenging students who have learning disabilities. And often in small groups, they are that extra support that takes them to the next level. So some of my best friends are educational assistants, and I know it's a tough job. They're on their feet all day long, and every classroom teacher has a different style of management. So they have to immediately walk in and try and figure out the system, how we do things. So those people come with a lot of flexibility and adaptability. And I just wanted to honor the educational assistants and the classified staff tonight.
Thank you, Carla. Matt, do you have any comments tonight?
But of course. I was excited and happy that I got to read at Dr. Seuss Day, a couple of good books. Was very impressed with the kids' absolute engagement, love of reading, wanting to, see books and things. If you asked them questions, and of course I did, they have books that they want to read. They enjoy spending the time. It was just neat to really see that. I'm excited for state testing. I'm probably the only one, but I really want to see the fruits of our labor. I want to see where we're going and how things are working out. So, I mean, my kids are not excited. I am. So got lots of stuff going on. Spring sports, I'm excited to get out and see the kids do stuff. It looks crummy out on most days right now, but nice weather's coming. We got baseball, softball, soccer, track, a good day to take people out and cheer on kids and just enjoy the sun. I can't believe you're leaving. Those are going to be big shoes to fill. Miss Bergolt on the scholarships thing is huge, and we kind of pigeonhole her on the scholarship stuff, but when I need a firefighter in the summertime, she's who I talk to, and I have pulled a firefighter every year since I've been a chief, and they all go and do great things. A couple of them now are actually professional firefighters other places. So it's not just scholarships. If you're looking for a job, you're looking for something to do down the line, just a better idea, even if you don't want to go to college, she is your hookup for a future. She does an awesome job. I've got a whole list of things to talk about, but I'll leave it there. So.
All right, thank you, Matt. And speaking of scholarships, one thing I do want the board to start thinking about is we do the Drake Scholarship. And so if there are people that are interested in heading that up this year, it was Marty and I that did it last year. We need to officially get that information out to the high school so that students can know that they can sign up for that, and then we will get applications to review, and we have to have that by a certain date. So I believe that was sent to us in the email from Allison. I'm forgetting what it is off the top of my head, but in the email that listed the graduations, we need to have met and done interviews and picked that person before that date's set, and that is going to come up quickly. As we all know, it's like here we are running into spring break, and then it's like there's just going to be a number of activities, and then all of a sudden it's the school year end, which is crazy because we just started a new trimester, so we do still have all of that, but it just seems to go really, really quick. And I'm excited for the new trimester. My high school daughter just started new classes that she's excited about. She declared which academy she wanted to be in. My 8th grader signed up for her high school classes, and she's excited for all of the different things that are offered. And she was particularly excited about the Teach Kids to Swim class. I have to bring this up because she was saying that when she was, I think it's a 2nd grader at Mountain View, when they do the swim classes, that she remembered how helpful the high school kids were that did that with her, and she wanted to be that for those younger kids. So she specifically wanted to sign up for that, whatever that, like one trimester of doing that at the high school. So she was really excited about that. I'm excited about all the spring sports. It's been amazing to go to the junior high volleyball games. Like I said, they've got 3 teams per grade. So 8th grade and 7th grade have a varsity team, but then they also have a JV1 and a JV2. And then when we go play other schools, they are having the same thing where they just had record numbers of kids try out for volleyball, and they've got all these kids out there playing, which is just fantastic to see that people are being active and getting that, team sport activity. So happy to hear about all of that. That is it for board member comments tonight. We do actually have an exempt session this evening, so, and we do have possible action on that, so we are going to pause this meeting for that, and we will go into that and then come out with possible action and adjournment. So I think that's going to take about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes? Okay. And then after that, after we adjourn, we will need to be signing documents. Richard.
Could I say something real quick? Just like something that I forgot to include in my original. Our district is going to have the first ever student included in the in WASDA's quarterly magazine Direct. Are any of you guys familiar with Direct?
Yes.
Like they release the magazine every quarter, and our district is going to have a student in there, the first ever student representative from ever in the history of the magazine. Is going to be in there from our district. So. Yeah.
Really? Is that you?
It is, yeah. It does have to be me, but yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
I thought that was a milestone for our
Yes, we
district,
do
right?
get those printed and they are mailed to our homes, so we will be looking for your face on that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Of course, yes, autographs included.
Anticipate
Yeah.
you will be famous.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I did want to make a quick announcement for any students or any parents of students that are sophomores or incoming juniors. UW has opened up their applications for nurse camp, predominantly targeted at first generations, encouraging those who are from different economical places to look into our medical field. So that's really exciting. If you want to go take a look at that, you can find me afterwards, or you can go directly to their website and look at the nurse camp. The applications are open. It is completely free. It's a week, and it's definitely a blast. They have a lot of younger nurses and professionals who you can shadow depending on your level of education, along with just a lot of fun activities planned. So just wanted to put that out there. The applications are open until April, so turn in your applications.
Well, thank you for telling us. You participated in that before?
No, but I will be participating. I did enter my application.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing that. So with that, board members, I think we are going to be meeting over in the conference room for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we will come back out to the meeting to adjourn. All right, it is, 6:53, and we are back from 6:52, and we're back from exempt session. So is there a motion for the personnel issue that we discussed?
I'll motion it. Motion, did I say that correctly? Motion, I'll uphold the superintendent's recommendation.
And I'll second that.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to uphold the superintendent's recommendation on the personnel issue. All those in favor say aye. 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 All those opposed say no. Hearing none, that has passed. Now, the next item up on the agenda is adjournment.
I'll move that we adjourn our meeting.
I'll second the motion.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no.
No.
All right, majority passes. Sorry, Matt. All right, if we can get